Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to build the drive base of the VEX V5 Clawbot. First, let's take the angle bracket and place it in front of you. Then take the two U-channels and place them perpendicular to the angle bracket. This will serve as a base of our drivetrain. Make sure to keep your hole alignment in mind. Now go ahead and take the shortest screw and insert it into the cross section. Do the same to the other side. Now let's take the two retainers that look like a square and we're going to place them on the underside. The retainers are a little hard to push in, so take your time and make sure they fit snug. The reason why we have these retainers is to make sure that the metal pieces don't slide and break the U shape. Once you've completed both sides, take two nuts and a screw it in using the star Allen key. It makes it easier if you screw in one side at a time. After you've completed both sides, check to make sure they're screwed on tightly. Take the other angle bracket and attach like the other angle bracket. Be careful of your hole alignment as well. Take your shortest screw, a square retainer, and your nut, and then screw it in as shown. Then do the same to the other side.
Initially, I attached one of the angle brackets backwards.
The reason why it has to go into this position is because it has to make more space for the motors. The motors aren't exactly the smallest thing, so it would have to go into the position as shown here. Moving along from that, we're going to take the U-channel and screw it onto the back part of the chassis. Taking this same screw, retainer, and nut, let's go ahead and screw it on. Remember that the retainer should click nicely in. Let's do the same to the other side. Next thing we're going to do is flip it over. We're going to mount some more retainer. This retainer is a little different, so make sure to grab the right one. You'll also need the shortest screw and the nut. Go ahead and insert it as shown here. Then, take your nut and bolt and screw it into the middle hole. Let's do the same to the other side. Next, we'll take the same kind of retainer as the last step, but putting it on the other side. Next, you'll take your longest shaft and a plastic collar and then put them aside because you'll be needing them in a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab bearing blocks that will look like they have 3 holes. And we'll mount them to the other side of the drive base as shown here. Then take your shaft and slide it through the innermost hole of the drive base. You will then put the plastic collar that will go on the most inside part of the shaft, just sliding it through only about 1/2 inch. With this drive base, we're going to attach your first motor on. Line up the bearing blocks so the holes of the motor stays firm. Take your first screw and screw it in nice and firm. The screws may be hard to screw in because of the blue tabs. The blue tabs, make sure it won't be unscrewed. They're a little sticky. Be conscientious about the fact that the screws are different lengths when you screw them in. Now we'll be doing the same thing to the other side, making sure that your motor will stay nice and firm. It's time to mount the wheels on. Take your sticky wheel and the correct size of spacer, 2 shaft inserts, and 2 plastic collars. If you try to stick the wheel directly onto the shaft, the wheel won't turn with the motor. That's where the shaft insert comes in. Shaft inserts are hard to put in, so take your time and try not to get it stuck. A good way to get it in is to line it up and jam it into the table. Make sure you do it on both sides of the wheel. Go ahead and slide your spacer and the wheel onto the shaft. Then slide the 2 plastic collars. The reason why we put 2 plastic collars is to make sure the wheel doesn't slide off. Now we'll do the same to the other side. Now you see we have all 4 wheels on nice and tight. Next, we're going to mount these clips on. These are for your batteries so it doesn't fall out. Be careful on your hole alignment. Take your screw and nut and go ahead and screw it in. Next, let's take the radio and connect it. The radio is what transmits your joystick movements to the actual robot to allow it to drive. Go ahead and take your screws and screw in the radio as shown. Now let's grab the control center of the robot, aka the brain, and mount it on. It'll be a tight fit, so make sure everything fits nice and easy. To secure it, use some plastic pins that will be stuck into the side. Then grab your battery and clip it in. Congratulations, you've just finished the drive base of your robot.